Look, look, look at sculpture. One afternoon, 3 tiny mice came out of their tiny mouse house. They climbed up onto the long table Mrs. Bigley used for her desk. Alexander and Kat spied a card. Alexander read, "Celebrate sculpture at the museum." "Let's go," said Kat. So off they went. The museum shop. Celebrate sculpture. Art museum. When the mice got to the museum, they hid behind a broom and bucket until the building closed for the night. Then they tiptoed into the gallery. "Look," said Alexander, "stars." "Look," said Kiki, "one that moves." "Look," said Kat, "jewels." "There it is," they whispered, "the sculpture from the invitation." They scooched up the pedestal. "Two shapes are short and 2 are tall," said Kat. "It's bigger than we are," said Kiki. "It's made of slate. It must be very heavy," said Alexander. "And I see spaces between the shapes," said Alexander. Kat said, "I see spaces in the shapes." Kiki said, "I see 4 smooth, shiny crescent moon shapes." "Let's look some more." They clasped their hands behind their backs and did a museum walk around the sculpture. They looked at the sides. They looked at the back. They looked at the front. "It feels like a forest," said Kat. "I think it's a family," said Kiki. "The holes are like portals on a boat," said Alexander. "Let's sketch." They took pencils and pads out of their packs. They started drawing. "Let's add to our sketches," said Kiki. She drew more lines and added shading. Alexander and Kat did too. "Now our sketches don't look flat," said Kat. "The sketches look 3D, they squeaked. "Just like the sculpture is," said Alexander. "3D, Kat said again. "What if we each make a clay sculpture?" They reached into their packs and pulled out clay. "One standing alone," said Kat. "Look," said Alexander. "Mine with yours. They're saying hello." "Now it's a group sculpture, and mine looks good enough to eat," said Kiki. "I'll make one more," said Kiki, "and then we'll have 4. "What if," said Alexander, "we add to the 4th one?" Alexander worked on the front. "Look, squiggles." Kiki worked on the back. "Look, bumps." Kat worked on the sides. "Look, X marks." "Texture," they shouted. They looked at what they had created. Then Kat said, "Let's take turns arranging them." "Ta-da," said Kat. "When I put them this way," said Kiki, "the yellow one looks lonely." "Look at them this way," said Alexander. "Whoa," said Kat. "This way feels like music," said Alexander. "Dum-dee-dum-dee." "Now they look like they're dancing," said Kiki. "What if," said Alexander, "we make shapes that look like the holes?" "Let's cut one in half," said Kat. "Let's roll out the other," said Kiki, "and put some shapes together." "Look," they squealed. Suddenly they heard footsteps. They had just enough time to pack up, climb down, and scamper out the entrance door before it was the people's turn to look, look, look at sculpture. So there's all different types of sculpture that the book talks about. So it says sculpture is 3-dimensional. Sculpture can be made of different materials. be different colors, be small or big or in between, be heavy or light, or else look heavy or light even if it isn't. Sculpture can have a surface that is textured or smooth. Sculpture can move, can be shiny or dull, stand alone, or be in a group, be outside or inside. Find a sculpture to look at in a house, at a museum, in a park, at school, on the street, in a city or town, in front of a building, in a garden, everywhere. The end.